you're cheating. It's all done for you. All you got to do is go from the scriptures. But I've changed for this Advent season. And so if you try to keep up with it, good luck. Jesus the truth. Now I know there's some of you out there, like my wife, that are English teachers, and I didn't put it together to satisfy English teachers. So I put it together so that a word will keep coming at you. Today is Christ the King Sunday. If we follow the lectionary, it just doesn't give the same ring as Easter or Trinity Sunday, does it? King's Sunday. We just think of kings very much in the Western world. King seems to belong to the old world. You know, back in the 19th century, some of you remember that, right? Yeah, there's a one. This view of ours is really a new sort of thing. Actually, this word king goes back thousands of years. For centuries, kings goes back long before presidents, congresses, legislators, parliaments. They were kings and queens, and they had the absolute power that people spoke quite naturally of the divine right of kings. That such kingly authority came from God. We don't accept that idea, but we should realize that the depth of meaning that exists in this figure of speech. Kings. And about 2,000 years ago, Jesus gave a new definition to the word king. And when Jesus' betrayal and arrest, he was brought to trial before a man, Pontius Pilate. The Gospel of Matthew refers to him as Caesar. Like most Roman authorities, he ruled with authority over life and death. It's hard to judge how good or bad a person Pilate was. And as the Bible reports the story, Pilate apparently wanted to do justice, but he was afraid of public opinion. Specifically, he feared that if he upset some of the people in Jerusalem, they might bring him into disfavor with the great Caesar. This kind of court isn't like that of today. When he saw that there was no escaping the assignment, he decided to put directly to Jesus the one charge that could justify his execution. Are you the King of the Jews? And Jesus had been beaten badly, pad Pilate's question as if he were himself an attorney. Do you ask this of your own, or did others tell you about me? And Pilate was frustrated as he was trying to get Jesus to admit to having a kingdom. And Jesus just said that not from this world. If it were, Jesus said, his followers would be mounting a revolt. Pilate wasn't about to let some psychological discussions keeping him from nailing down his case. So he countered, "So you are a king?" The first courtroom cat and mouse game. You say that I am a king, Jesus replied, as if to throw that burden right back on to Pilate. But Jesus got deadly earnest. For this I was born, and for this I came into this world, to testify to the truth. Everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice. And Jesus was given a new definition to the role of king. He was born to testify to the truth. Others might be king of territories or countries. Jesus was king of truth. This was the territory over which Jesus ruled. No wonder he said that his kingdom was not of this world. Look at this scene. Picture this scene, if you will. Pilate is in a long robe of authority with the jewels all over him. He had the Roman Empire behind him. And here is a wandering teacher from Nazareth who had been beaten and spit upon. His face and body was bloody, and Jesus' answer was more than Pilate could handle. What is truth? Pilate probably was in a defensive mood. Pilate was a world-weary politician, one who has seen the truth twisted and shaped to serve all kinds of purposes, so that now he fears he wouldn't know the truth if it jumped right up and bit him. Here it is, truth standing right before Pilate in bloody helplessness, and Pilate didn't have the perception to even recognize it. And before we find fault with Pilate, let us ask ourselves, what is truth? What was Jesus saying when he said, I came into this world to testify to the truth? What is the truth so unique to Jesus that he could say that he came into the world to testify to it? We have so many issues of truth that should concern you and me. For instance, justice, purpose of living. The ultimate truth in our world is the truth about God. All the truths of life, the integrity of justice, the whatever purpose there is in living. And Jesus came to us to give us the truth about God. He told us that God is love. Indeed, he not only told us this, he became the embodiment of God's love. Yes, and more. Jesus lived and died this truth. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that our human race might be saved through him. This is the truth about God that you and I need to know. That God recognizes that we humans are in a dreadful, needy state. And that God cares for us so much that he has gone to the ultimate lengths to redeem us. and to get us out of this mess we've gotten ourselves into. This lets us know how great is our value, yours and mine. There is truth enough here to occupy us throughout time and eternity. Jesus didn't stop when he told Pilate about the truth. He said, everyone who belongs to the truth listens to my voice. Think about that. But this is where you and I come in. We have to decide what we're going to do about truth. You see, the truth never allows us to be detached observers. It demands a decision. Where it is given to us, we are compelled to do something about it. We must either accept it or not. And we don't have to reject the truth. All we have to do is to ignore it, postpone it, dealing with it, or seek to talk ourselves around it. However you spell it, this means to reject it. Today, the very day, Christ the King Sunday. The truth is the kingdom of Jesus. You and I are living in some neighboring kingdom unless we have chosen his kingdom, the kingdom of truth. I suspect there are numerous names for these neighboring kingdoms, for instance. Everyone has a right to their own opinion. Or who are you to tell me what's right? Meanwhile, Jesus is the king, and his kingdom is the truth. And the question for me and for you is very simple. Will we let him be our king? That's the question on Christ the King Sunday. Do we want the truth of Christ? And do we want to follow the King of truth? That's the question. And that's where I'm going to leave you. Let us sing joy to the world.